What is your job and what does a typical day look like for you?
I am a yard master for Canadian National Railways, and it is my job to manage crews, um, get the proper marshaling and blocking for hazmat in trains, making sure everything's good and stuff doesn't explode, and keeping, tabs on everyone in my area of work.
How did you get started in this career?
Well, graduated from Proctor, class of 22. Didn't really know what to do with myself. My dad worked on the railroad, and CN was hiring at the time, so I decided to give it a try, and I've been doing it ever since.
What kind of education or training is required for your job?
So, as a conductor, which is what I started out with, you needed a high school diploma education, and that was kind of the bare minimum. From there, they send you down to Chicago for training, and you spend a few months down there learning how the railroad works and how to do the job pretty much. It's pretty straightforward. They pay for everything, super easy.
How has your career path evolved over time?
Started September of 22 as a conductor, which is actually physically working on the trains, not driving them, just working, talking on the radio, keeping important documents, and making sure the train gets to where it's supposed to be safely and efficiently. And recently, I became a yard master, and I manage train crews and a whole rail yard. I work in Proctor and Two Arbors, and yeah, it's pretty cool.
What's the most surprising thing about your job that people might not know?
People might not know how easy it really was, as a new employee for CN. Just the hiring process and starting the career was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be, especially with the type of people that work there, and you don't really see much of it around anymore. It's a great career, making over six figures now, and I got a comfy office job, and all I needed was a high school education and just some time after I graduated to do the training required to do what I do now.
What do you wish you had known about your job when you were starting out?
A lot of me being super tired at work. The hardest part about my job as a conductor originally was staying awake, because it can be the most boring job ever. And a lot of the people I worked with were a lot older than me, and me starting out at 18, everyone else was like 40. I found it really hard to socialize and interact with, people that are the same age as my dad as coworkers. It was just weird there.
Do you work independently, as a part of a team, or both?
I would say it's a mixture of both. As a yard master, it's a lot of me sitting at a computer, writing up papers, doing work on a computer, and just managing everything, and that's mostly on my own. But with everything, it's a team effort, making sure that the work actually gets done. I have to rely on other people besides me to actually do it, be outside and work with dangerous equipment. I'm just in charge of them, so I would say it's a team effort.
How do you think your job impacts the world or your community?
Well, between me working in Proctor and Two Arbors, Proctor was kind of founded on the railroad, and me working on the railroad. That's pretty much the reason why Proctor is a community and continues to be one, is because of the work I do. And just the world, like Minnesota, needs a lot of iron ore exports. So a lot of metal that is produced in the U.S. is because of the work we do.
Do you think this field will still be relevant or in demand in 10 to 20 years?
As of right now, it's hard to say. There's been a lot of push for one-person train crews and AI taking over a lot of jobs, especially when it comes to doing computer work and orders and just work to do for each particular train crew. It could definitely be replaced. I mean, I hope it doesn't, because kind of how I pay for everything, but I hope it does stay in demand.